I know I'm a little bit late with my Black Clover. You know me, guys. I don't want to miss a fucking chapter for the world. I apologize that I humbly take my forgiveness for this, but let's just get straight into the chapter because you know I'm a dumbass motherfucker. We know that I just want to talk about some Clover. So enough of the formalities, enough of all that. Let's just get straight into this Black Clover chapter. So we get to see from straight up from this chapter, like literally the goofball that Asta is. He's just like eating his fucking heart out. It's like they're making their way to the actual like castle himself, where the Magic Emperor is, and he's just enjoying it, saying like, "Hey, you know, you've healed up. You know, it took you like around about a week to heal up. You know what? You're gonna be going like just to the fucking meet the king and everything. Like, you know, why the fuck not? You know, you're just gonna do that. It's like, and you know, a few of the other teammates are gonna be working. It's like, you know." Oh, there's gonna be a few missions like where you'll be like Rocky. It's like you're gonna like work with like Magna, like you're gonna like do some stuff. And it's like it's kind of interesting, like you know, not like there's stuff going off screen, like the actual like people are doing missions. It's not just gonna be like oh let's focus on everyone with Asta, let's do that. So I like that you know, right? Like he's kind of understood like now about teamwork. Now he's kind of like now he's gonna actually work together with people like Magna. He's gonna actually work together with like anyone else. And as like Asta's like actually going to like walk over and get to there, he ends up meeting the Golden Dawn group, like seeing there with like Yuno and everyone there. And I just like how when they see it, like fucking like you see Silver's like sister, she's like really getting like embarrassed and it's like oh you know how does Asta feel or is it like should I say cousin really? And she's like oh you know ever since that day like I've been able to see him I can't get his mind. It's like are you fucking serious? Yo, Asta's mine. Get the fuck off that shit. It's like, and I see it like just straight as like the prince just comes there, like they quickly go on their knees and bow. It's like, oh yeah, he's the current emperor like that. And it's like, yo, sup everyone? Like, how's it going? And when we find out a little bit more information, he was the one that pretty much concerned about with Yuno that he actually had Sylph in there, like the wind spirit, one of the four elements, and it has chosen him in this generation. So it seems like every generation like one of these like such like elemental spirits there, and that's probably why they wanted to get to this dungeon straight away because it's such a valuable source. I mean, having one of the four elements mentals there is pretty goddamn powerful. And just asked, he's like, oh, look at my book as well. There's some unknown words, and he's like reading it. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck most of this means, and he's like oh yeah, this is what it produces, man. Like, look at thy sword, and it's just like, and he pulls out like the actual like his second like anti-magic sword, and like even the Magic Emperor himself, like people can hold this sword, they can actually do it. And it's like this is actually absorbing his magic as well. And I wonder if that's actually something as well, like as it was absorbing his magic. I'm wondering if maybe like Asta might be able to use that to his advantage maybe throughout in the future. Maybe like if it absorbs other people's magic, like for example with like Silver, like, maybe she'll like able to absorb it when you cut the magic. Maybe it actually takes it in. So maybe he's got some of like the magic like King's like power as well. Like I'm really curious about that. And he's like, oh, you've nailed it back, man. Like so that's very interesting. Thing like only him can actually wield it. Like someone as powerful as the Magic Emperor himself, even knows he can use it, but it's like that's gonna drain his fucking power immediately. So it's just gonna be a very pointless looking sword for him. Like he's much better off using his magic. And it's like, and it's just the best thing is like they just said it straight up like with Asta and Eunice, like how can we become the sort of like you know the Magic Emperor? And he's like, you know what? It's results like that. He was serious about that because he seems like a jokey guy. It's like produce results. Producing results is the only thing that counts. That proves that you're the best. Someone that can't produce results doesn't even deserve to be at the top. And it's like both you and Asta are smiling. That's what we want to hear. It's like you got some promising kids here. And it's like, do you know what? I've gathered a lot of members here today to see who was going to get the most stars, like for like the medal presentation. You guys can like participate as well. So this definitely seems like this is what's going to be the setup for the next arc. Is that they're going to have this little competition. Like you see, like there was like 3 members, I believe, like of like the higher ups. Like there you got like Golden Dawn and like a few other members in there. So they're all from like different parts of the girl. So they actually made up the show like. I'm guessing like the ones that we see at the first read, that's probably like Silver, like her family, I imagine. Like that's all those guys there, and then you get to see like Golden Dawn, like everyone else that's working there. I'm not gonna lie, there's that one cool ass kid there, like who's wearing like the kind of like brown grayish cloak. He looks fucking badass. There's like some badass bitches there I see as well. I'm very curious to see more about these characters. I mean, honestly, we only just got to see them at the end of the chapter, so I'm curious about their power levels. I'm curious about like how strong they are, and it's like, let's see what's going to happen later on into the series. It's kind of a little bit sad though, kind of getting back into like the close chapter. It was a build-up chapter, but kind of also seeing that this series is already surpassing the popularity that was like his original series, like Hungry Joke. And I know I keep going on about it, guys, but it's like, it's just really sad just to see that every time that he's now about to pass like his like chapter amount with that. It's like, I wish I had both of them. I wish I had Hungry Joker and this. It's like every time I get a little bit upset seeing that I only had like, I like to say like what, 24 chapters, so in another 2 weeks it's going to be past that. It's like, so I'm really curious about what really this next arc is going to be taking hold of. But it's like, I'm really curious to see that. Like, this thing, like, I want to start going into more like serious kind of arcs and more have like a little bit more development with them. You know, start doing its own thing now. I definitely want to see that. Like, but yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about the chapter. I personally give this one a 7. It was a good chapter, a lot of build up though, so there wasn't too much to talk about. But then as well, there was a lot of interesting things finding about Yuno's magic, about the Sylph magic, kind of one of the elementals. This must be some like sort of very powerful entity in the world. And yeah, just let me know in the comment section down below. But that's all for me. So thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.